Hello everyone, welcome to AA Software Technologies. From today's session, we are discussing about Nexus tool. What is Nexus tool? Nexus is a repository manager mainly used in DevOps to store and manage and distribute build artifacts such as jars, vars, Docker images, libraries, etc. It is a central hub for all your build components, supporting technologies like Maven, Gradle, NPM, Docker, Python, LM, etc. Basically, yeah, types of repositories in Nexus. First is hosted repository. Hosted repository, it stores your own internally generated artifacts such as jar files. Example like jar file which generated using your pom.xml. Proxy repository. Proxy repository is a local mirror or cache of your remote/public repository. Example like Maven Central Repository. Like it will work similar to Maven Central Repository. It helps to download and store external artifacts locally in your Nexus. So whenever developer build tool needs the artifact again, it gets from Nexus instead of going to internet. Then we have group repository. Group repository, it is a combination of the multiple repositories like hosted plus proxy repository. Developers can, yeah, most of the cases we are using the group repository only because it has the features of both hosted repository and proxy repository. And these repositories, whatever the data we are stored, it is in the form of the bulbs file storage. It is a repository structure like this. A repository, com example add, then version, then the jar file and pom.xml. It is a repository structure which Nexus storing. Now let's do installation of the Nexus in Linux server. The prerequisites for this is required minimum 2 GB of RAM and 2 cores CPU and 10 plus GB of storage. It and we need to, as a prerequisites, we need to install Java 18 or 11 or 17. JDK version should need to install. Let's do practicals now. First, need to go for OPT. So OPT, then wget need to download Nexus pack, Nexus installer file, tar file. Okay, this it will get in Nexus official document. You need to go for Nexus official document. Here we'll get to this link. Just copy this link. Copy this link and using wget fetch this tar information and download it. I already downloaded this. It is downloaded. So need to extract this. Need to extract this using tar-xvf and need to give this folder. Okay, once we extracted, after that we need to rename this. We need to rename this folder name with Nexus. Okay, After renaming this folder, it is just for convenient. Okay, just for renaming, yeah, just for convenient sake, we are doing renaming. Then we need to set permissions, like we need to create a Nexus user, then need to provide permissions, need to change ownership for to Nexus colon Nexus for this opt slash Nexus and opt slash Sona type folders. These two folders need to do. First, I'm adding user Nexus. Okay, it is user already present, so I created previously. So let's add permissions for both folders. Okay, I changed the ownership for these two directories. Then need to go to this file and need to add this line like run as a user. Like we created user Nexus, right? Need to run as a user this Nexus user in this folder opt nexus bin nexus.rc file. I added this line. Then after that need to start Nexus server. Okay, for that first need to switch to sudo user, sudo like need to switch to Nexus user. After that need to execute this command like Nexus dot start. It is showing message starting Nexus. Then wait for 1 to 2 minutes. Then after that you can access UI. Basically, the Nexus works on 8081 port. Okay, this port you need to enable it in your security groups. I enabled this port 8081. Uh, then we can, after enabling, you can access with http colon slash slash public IP colon 8081 port. It is my public IP. HTTP one. Here it is a dashboard. Then here will have option for login. You need to click on this option. Username. Username is admin. For getting password, you need to go to this path. Okay, admin Sona type hyphen work nexus admin that password. You need to cat this file. You will get password. After getting password, you need to copy paste this password for login. Initial login. Right. I got this password. It is a initial password. Need to copy this. After that, we'll get option for resetting. Yeah, you get now getting option for resetting. You can set as per you can set password as per your wish. Then, uh, then if you need to see repositories, you need to go for a repository section. Okay, for creating and managing repositories. Okay, yeah, for creating repositories, you need to click on create and manage repositories for security, like for restricting access for users. Okay, uh, for user creation and restricting access. Yeah, and for integrating with build-up, we can do it in security section. Then yeah, for support means it will show the status of Nexus server, it is up or not. That then that's it. Yeah, basically we're using repository and security. These two features are the most often for restricting access and for creating repositories. For creating repositories, we need to click on repositories. Then we'll get option here, create repository. Then you need to select what type of project it was. Basically, I'm using the Maven project, right? So I'm selecting the Maven repository here. Here, previously we discussed right details of repository, group, hosted, and proxy repository. We need to create Maven group repository. Right? It is a combination of both, right? Hosted and yeah, hosted repository and hosted repository and it is a combination of hosted and proxy, right? So so need to create group repository. Then you name providing testing. Then yeah, basically here we have two types of the versions. One is release version and another is snapshot. And we have three options: release, snapshot, and mix. Release means whenever we are releasing the future, okay, future for future related the packages we are storing in release. For snapshot means we are storing like package as a back. Okay. Uh, for that, we are using snapshot repository. Mixed means it is a combination of both snapshot and the release, but basically we will select only release or snapshot. I'm selecting release. Okay, release means like we need to we suppose whatever the packages we are kept in release means it is for releasing of the future or releasing of the application. Okay, then then we need to select the member repositories. So need to select all, add one by one. Okay, it will provide the features of all. Okay, releases, snapshot, central, public, everything. Then say create repository. Now repository is created. See, testing repository is created. Okay, for getting repository URL, it is a need to go for need to go inside repository. We'll get repository URL. It is a repository URL for testing repository which we created. That's about the brief about Nexus and installation steps. Thanks for joining.